As a toilet installation and repair specialist, I speak from experience. Toilet wax can be a real pain to work with. It can be a mess to clean up, it deforms easily, and it can't be repositioned or reused. And excessive plunging can cause damage to the wax ring and cause serious leaks. That's why Fluidmaster, the #1 provider of toilet repair parts worldwide, has introduced the all-new, innovative, better-than-wax worry-free seal that has no wax, no mess. It can be repositioned and reused, and excessive plunging won't cause it to leak. Fluidmaster's better-than-wax seal, in conjunction with its slide-on spacer, is stackable to fit any flange, any drain, whether it's above the floor, even with the floor, or below the floor. Also included are rust-free solid brass bolts and stainless steel nuts and washers. To install your better-than-wax seal, we'll first have to remove the toilet. Start by turning the water off at the shut-off valve and remove the supply line connector from the bottom of the tank. Remove the tank lid and flush the toilet. Using a sponge, sponge out all of the remaining water that's in both the tank and the bowl. Next, remove the bolt caps. Using a wrench, loosen up both the nuts at the base of the toilet. For this next step, you might want to find a helping hand if you're not suited to lift heavy objects. But you'll need to lift the toilet off of the floor and set it on a plastic lining. Next, take the old flange bolts out of the flange. Using a putty knife, scrape all the existing wax off of the flange. Remove all the wax from the underside of the toilet as well. Of course, this is not necessary if the toilet is new. Take the new flange bolts and insert them into the slots on the flange, making them 6 inches apart and parallel to the wall. Use the plastic retaining washers to secure them in place. If the flange is above the floor, the spacer is not required. Place the seal onto the flange, aligning the holes with the bolts. If your flange is level with the floor or no more than 1/4 inch below the floor, use the spacer first with the foam side down. Place the seal on top of the spacer. If your flange is between 1/4 inch and 3/4 inches below the level of the floor, use the spacer first and 2 stacked seals. Make sure the funnels sit flush to each other. For extreme cases where the flange is more than 3/4 inches below the floor, a flange extender is required. Next, we're going to place the toilet onto the flange. Remember, find a helping hand if you have trouble lifting heavy objects. Place the toilet onto the flange and line up the bolt holes with the bolts. Place the bolt cap base over the nut first, followed by the metal washer and the metal nut. Use an adjustable wrench to tighten the nuts on each side of the bowl. Tighten the nuts until the tank is sturdy and does not rock. If needed, use a hacksaw to cut down the height of the bolt. Place the bolt cap over the bolt. Reconnect the water supply connector nut to the fill valve underneath the tank, and turn the water supply back on. Now you have a superior solution to an old problem that fits any drain, any toilet. Complete your project feeling confident because you've chosen the Fluidmaster Better Than Wax Worry-Free Seal.